Mia loved exploring. She had always been curious about the world around her, finding joy in the smallest details of nature. Every day was a new adventure, and she never knew what she might discover next. One sunny afternoon, she found a hidden gate. It was tucked away behind some overgrown bushes, almost as if it was waiting for someone to find it. The gate looked old and mysterious, with ivy creeping up its sides. It led to the most beautiful garden she had ever seen. The flowers were vibrant, bursting with colors she had never seen before. Each petal seemed to glow in the sunlight, creating a magical atmosphere. Butterflies danced in the air, their wings shimmering like tiny rainbows. They flitted from flower to flower, adding to the enchantment of the garden. Mia just had to go inside. Her heart raced with excitement as she imagined what other wonders might be hidden within. Mia. She pushed open the gate. It creaked a little, the sound echoing in the quiet garden. It felt like she was stepping into a different world. Mia stepped into the garden. The air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers, and the ground was soft beneath her feet. A gentle breeze whispered through the leaves, carrying with it the soft rustling of the trees. It was as if the garden was alive, breathing and speaking in its own language. It sounded like the garden was talking to her. The whispers seemed to tell stories of old, of magic and mystery, of adventures waiting to be had. Mia walked deeper and deeper. Each step took her further into the heart of the garden, where the colors grew more vibrant and the air more fragrant. She wanted to hear more. The whispers were like a song, drawing her in, making her feel like she was part of something much bigger. Mia. Suddenly a little rabbit hopped into view. It was the cutest rabbit she had ever seen, with soft white fur and big, curious eyes. It was wearing a tiny waistcoat. Mia couldn't believe her eyes. She had read about such things in fairy tales, but never imagined she would see it in real life. Oliver. "Well, hello there," the rabbit said, bowing politely. "Welcome to my garden." His voice was gentle and kind, and his eyes twinkled with mischief. "I am Oliver." The rabbit's introduction was so formal and charming that Mia couldn't help but smile. Mia gasped. She had never met a talking rabbit before. Her mind raced with questions. How could this be possible? What other wonders did this magical garden hold? She had never met a talking rabbit before. This was the beginning of an adventure she would never forget. Mia knew that this garden held many secrets, and she was determined to uncover them all. With Oliver by her side, she felt ready to face whatever came next. Oliver chuckled. Oliver. "There's much more to see," he replied. He led Mia deeper into the garden. They stopped at a sundial. It shimmered with a strange light. Oliver. "This sundial is no ordinary timepiece," Oliver explained, tapping it with his paw. "It allows us to travel through time." Mia couldn't believe her ears. Time travel? With a talking rabbit? This was more exciting than she could have ever imagined. Oliver. "All you have to do is choose a time and place," Oliver continued. He pointed to the sundial's arrow. "Then we simply spin the arrow and off we go." Mia was a little nervous, but mostly excited. Where would they go first? Mia and Oliver spun the arrow on the sundial, their hearts pounding with excitement. They had heard legends about the sundial's magical powers, but never did they imagine they would experience it firsthand. They closed their eyes tight, holding their breath in anticipation. The air around them seemed to shimmer with ancient energy. When they opened them, they were in a hot and sandy place. The sun blazed down from a cloudless sky, and the air was filled with the scent of dry earth and ancient secrets. Oliver. "Welcome to ancient Egypt," Oliver exclaimed, his voice filled with awe and wonder. They had traveled back in time to the land of the pharaohs. Tall pyramids loomed in the distance, their massive stone blocks casting long shadows across the desert sands. These were the tombs of the great pharaohs, built to last for eternity. A young boy wearing a golden headdress approached them. His attire was rich and ornate, signifying his high status in this ancient world. Young Pharaoh. "I am the Pharaoh," he said, his voice carrying the weight of authority and tradition. He was young, but his eyes held the wisdom of ages. "Someone has stolen a precious artifact from my pyramid." The Pharaoh's voice trembled with concern. This artifact was not just a treasure. It was a symbol of his reign and the prosperity of his people. The Pharaoh looked very upset. Mia wanted to help. She could see the worry etched on his young face and felt a surge of determination. Mia. "We can help you find the thief," Mia declared bravely. She knew that with Oliver by her side, they could solve this mystery. Using her sharp eyes and Oliver's excellent sense of smell, they followed a trail of footprints. The desert was vast, but the clues were there if they looked closely enough. They found the thief hiding behind a statue. The thief's eyes widened in shock as Mia and Oliver approached, their determination unwavering. Young Pharaoh as young Pharaoh. "You have saved the day with your teamwork," he praised. The Pharaoh's face lit up with gratitude and relief. The Pharaoh was very grateful. He promised that their names would be remembered in the annals of history and that they would always be welcome in his kingdom. Mia and Oliver felt a deep sense of accomplishment, knowing they had made a difference in this ancient world. Their next stop was a land of castles and knights. This was a place where the air was filled with the clanging of swords and the neighing of horses. The kingdom was known for its towering fortresses and brave warriors who protected the realm from any threat. The sun shone brightly over the majestic castles, casting long shadows over the lush green fields. It was a land where legends were born and tales of heroism were told around roaring fires. A brave knight rode up to them on his horse. His armor gleamed in the sunlight and his steed trotted with a sense of urgency. The knight's face was stern, yet there was a glimmer of hope in his eyes. He carried a sword that had seen many battles, and his presence commanded respect. As he approached, the knight's determination was evident, and it was clear that he was on a mission of great importance.
"Please help me, a fearsome dragon has captured my friend." The knight's voice trembled with desperation. He explained that the dragon had taken his friend to a dark and dangerous place, and he feared for their safety. The knight's plea was heartfelt, and it was clear that he was willing to do anything to save his friend. His eyes darted around, searching for any sign of hope or assistance.
The knight looked quite desperate. His usually confident demeanor was replaced with worry and fear. The weight of his friend's capture was heavy on his shoulders, and he felt a sense of helplessness that was foreign to him. The knight's armor, which once symbolized strength and protection, now felt like a burden as he grappled with the gravity of the situation. Mia knew they had to help. She couldn't stand by and watch someone in distress. With a determined look, she gathered her courage and prepared for the journey ahead. Mia's heart was filled with empathy, and she felt a strong sense of duty to assist the knight. She knew that this quest would be dangerous, but her resolve was unwavering. Together they geared up, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They followed the knight to a dark cave. The entrance loomed before them, shrouded in shadows and mystery. The air grew colder as they approached, and an eerie silence enveloped the group. The cave's mouth seemed to swallow the light, and a sense of foreboding settled over them. Despite the fear that gnawed at their hearts, they pressed on, driven by the need to rescue the knight's friend. Inside, a dragon roared with fury. The sound echoed through the cavern, shaking the very ground beneath their feet. The dragon's eyes glowed with an intense fire, and its scales shimmered in the dim light. It was a fearsome sight, and the group's courage was put to the test. The dragon's roar was a warning, a declaration of its dominance over the cave. The air was thick with tension as they faced the mighty creature, but as they got closer, Mia saw that the dragon wasn't hurting anyone. Her keen eyes noticed something that the others had missed. The dragon's movements were not aggressive, but protective. It seemed to be guarding something precious. Mia's intuition told her that there was more to the story than met the eye. She urged the group to approach with caution and empathy, hoping to uncover the truth behind the dragon's behavior. It was actually protecting a small, injured bird. The sight was both surprising and heartwarming. The dragon, with all its might and power, was gently cradling the fragile creature. The bird's wing was clearly hurt, and the dragon's eyes softened as it looked at the tiny animal. This unexpected revelation changed everything. The dragon was not a monster, but a guardian, showing compassion in its own way. The knight had made a mistake. He realized that his fear had clouded his judgment. The dragon was not the enemy, it was a protector. The knight's face flushed with embarrassment as he understood the gravity of his error. He had been quick to judge, and his actions had almost led to unnecessary conflict. This moment of realization was humbling, and the knight felt a deep sense of remorse. Mia said to the dragon. Her voice was calm and soothing, a stark contrast to the tension that had filled the cave moments before. She spoke gently, acknowledging the dragon's bravery and kindness. Mia's words were filled with gratitude and respect, and the dragon seemed to understand. It lowered its head, a gesture of trust and acceptance. This interaction was a turning point, bridging the gap between fear and understanding. She gently bandaged the bird's wing. Her hands moved with care and precision, ensuring that the bird was comfortable. The dragon watched intently, its eyes filled with a mix of concern and hope. Mia's actions were a testament to her compassion and skill. She worked diligently, knowing that this small act of kindness could make a world of difference. The bird chirped softly, a sign of its trust in Mia. The dragon, sensing their kindness, calmed down. Its fierce demeanor softened, and it let out a gentle sigh. The tension in the cave dissipated, replaced by a sense of peace and mutual respect. The dragon's eyes, once filled with fire, now reflected gratitude. It was a powerful moment, showing that even the mightiest creatures could be touched by kindness. The group felt a sense of accomplishment, knowing they had made a positive impact. It nudged the bird towards Mia as if to thank her. The dragon's gesture was clear and heartfelt. It trusted Mia with the care of the injured bird, a sign of its deep appreciation. This act of trust was a bond that transcended words. Mia felt a surge of emotion, understanding the significance of the dragon's actions. It was a moment of connection, bridging the gap between human and mythical creature. "Don't be afraid." Mia's voice was reassuring, filled with warmth and confidence. She wanted the dragon to know that they were friends, not foes. Her words were a promise of safety and understanding. The dragon seemed to relax even more, its body language reflecting a newfound sense of security. This simple phrase carried a powerful message, breaking down the barriers of fear and mistrust.
I apologize for my misunderstanding. The knight's voice was filled with sincerity and regret. He bowed his head, acknowledging his mistake. This apology was more than just words. It was a commitment to change. The knight vowed to be more thoughtful and understanding in the future. His apology was a step towards redemption, a promise to learn from his errors and grow as a person.
The knight apologized for his misunderstanding. His words were humble and genuine. He had learned a valuable lesson about the dangers of quick judgments. The knight's apology was a moment of growth, a turning point in his journey. He realized that true bravery was not just about fighting battles, but also about admitting mistakes and seeking to make amends. This experience had changed him, making him a wiser and more compassionate warrior. He had learned a valuable lesson about judging too quickly. The knight's reflection on his actions was profound. He understood that appearances could be deceiving, and that true understanding required patience and empathy. This lesson would stay with him, guiding his future decisions. The knight's journey was not just about physical battles, but also about personal growth and wisdom. He was determined to be a better person, one who looked beyond the surface to see the true nature of things. The sundial transported them to the future. They found themselves in a gleaming laboratory filled with strange gadgets. A kind-looking scientist greeted them.
The Earth is in trouble. Pollution is harming our planet.
The scientist showed them her invention. It was a machine that could clean the air and water, but she needed a special energy source to power it.
Will you help me find it?
She pleaded. Mia and Oliver searched high and low. Finally, they discovered a hidden valley filled with beautiful glowing crystals. The crystals emitted a powerful, clean energy. They brought some back to the scientist.
You have saved our planet.
She cried joyfully. Mia realized how important it was to protect the environment. Back in her own time, Mia noticed a problem. The local park, where she loved to play, was in terrible shape. People had littered everywhere. The trees were wilting. It made Mia very sad. She remembered her adventures. She had learned the importance of teamwork, courage, kindness, and protecting the environment. Now it was time to use those lessons to help her own community. Mia knew just what to do. She rallied her friends and neighbors. Together, they organized a park cleanup day. They planted new trees and flowers. Soon the park was even better than before. Mia stood proudly in the revitalized park. The sun was setting, casting a warm glow on everything. She had faced challenges and made a real difference in the world and in the future. She smiled, remembering her incredible adventures. Oliver hopped up onto a bench beside her.
You have learned much, Mia,
he said, his voice full of pride. Mia nodded. She knew that every experience, big or small, taught her something important. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Mia knew this was just the beginning. She couldn't wait for her next time travel adventure with Oliver, but for now she was happy to be home, using her newfound wisdom to make the world a better place.